Live from Stadium Field, this is DJFL Senior League Football here on the DAF Media Network. Today we have the Darien versus Trumbull. Hello everyone, my name is Ted Brennan. Joining me shortly will be Damien Andrew. And today we have some DJFL Senior League Football here on the DAF Media Network. Darien here is kicking off in this first half on this Saturday afternoon in Darien, Connecticut. Hayden Hall will be taking the kick here for Darien. And we are underway here. A short kick from Hall. Picked up by Trumbull. And they will get to about the 30-ish yard line. Stopped by Matt Burke. So the Trumbull offense will trot out onto the field. So Trumbull will be out here. Our first offensive drive. Man in motion, swings out to the right, a little pitch. That was Tyler Tortora on the carry there. Second and 10 here. Swings to the outside and gets maybe a few. That was Jack Wallace on that throw there, the senior QB here. Third down, another pass. Down the field. Incomplete for Jalen Carter, but there is a flag on the play. Looks like it was against the offense. Penalty is declined, and Darien will force a 3 and out here. So Darien forces a 3 and out here, and now I'm joined by Damien Andrew on this Saturday afternoon. And a good punt away there to Minikis. And he will be stopped around the 39-yard line.
Well, Ted, it's great to be with you this afternoon. And this overcast day, I think the rain is going to stay away. We've had a lot of rain, and we've needed it in southwestern Connecticut the last couple of weeks. But it's a little, dare I say, you're with the short sleeves polo on. It's a little humid.
Yeah, definitely.
Good day to play some football, though.
Not as cold as we would expect it to be in mid to late October. So Darien will take over at about the 39-yard line. Junior QB Miles Drake with McNear on his left side. It'll give it to McNear, who just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Broke a couple tackles to no avail. So 2nd and 10 for the Wave. McNear on that right side of Drake. Drops back. Drake forced out to his right. And he will get right about to that first down marker. He might be a yard short.
That was close.
It was very close. A great play by Drake to roll out on that right side of his.
We spoke about this last week on the broadcast. Drake is one of those quarterbacks, so athletic, plays hoops, basketball player, dual threat kind of guy. Darien has had a number of them over the last decade plus.
And Drake is lined up to be one of these next great Darien quarterbacks, as he will get it to McNear, but Trumbull comes in and blows that up.
Dennis Elrod, number 58, was right there. Great penetration.
And that's something we didn't see from Darien last week. They were able to get some running game going, but early on so far, they haven't been able to get much. Trumbull has gotten into the backfield twice now, once for a loss and one stopping at the original line of scrimmage as Hall gets that punt away. And Trumbull will take over at about the 27. And Damien, last week when we called some football here, Darien had the upper hand against Fairfield. They beat him 38-0.
Yeah, Darien's offense was impressive. It all starts for defense for Darien, has for a number of years. Mike Forget, he was the longtime defensive coordinator at the Darien High School for varsity head coach Rob Trefone, and now he's taken over the program, and he's a defensive guy. Defense leads to offense, and we saw that a lot last week against a Fairfield team.
Wallace steps up. The intended receiver was Brady Hutchinson.
Christian Allegro with a nice coverage on the play. Ball was overthrown.
Allegro Jr. had an interception last week, and he'll be another big part of this Darien defense. And Darien, over the past couple of years, have had very good secondaries, and this secondary is much similar to their others. Inside run to Tortora, but the Darien defense stops it at the original line of scrimmage. Facing a 3rd down. Let's see if Trumbull can come up with anything here. Wallace lofted that one deep. And a late flag against Darien. The intended receiver was Jalen Carter.
Connor O'Malley flagged for the pass interference, and he kind of tapped his chest as if to say, my bad on that. He knew he was all over him, draped all over him. Really an easy call. Surprising the flag came in late.
Connor O'Malley, senior captain for Darien. Very key in their secondary, but an early mistake there as Trumbull will get a new set of downs here. So Trumbull has it about the 41. As Wallace will step back. He's not afraid to sling it as he does there. And broken up by Connor O'Malley. Again, the intended receiver was Jalen Carter. So O'Malley makes up for that pass interference call with a nice pass defended there on Jalen Carter. And we could be seeing a lot of Wallace to Carter this game. Already 3 targets.
And I know I stepped away for just a second, but that again was Connor O'Malley. Really good coverage. That time he was right there. Just solid man coverage.
2-back set. Wallace Tried to drop that one off to number 5, Maxwell Warren.
You know, we mentioned Miles Drake. Wallace certainly has shown that he has escapability, and Jack Wallace, a high school senior.
We've seen Wallace been able to step up in that pocket when it's been collapsed by this Darien defensive line. Hasn't really shown his legs too much, but he doesn't need to as he's got a huge arm. As that one is picked off. Matthew Cavoli undercuts the route and gets an interception here. As we take a look here, just undercut that route there and brought it down the sideline. Eventually forced out by Wallace.
Nice job by Cavoli, as you see him right there on the sideline getting congrats from his teammates. He anticipated that route perfectly and then just steps in. That was very close to being a pick six, as Darien now has the ball inside the Trumbull 25.
You could tell he wanted that one, but unfortunately Wallace forced him out.
And it looks like,
I think they're saying he stepped out early.
No. We've got a penalty on Darien, I believe, on the return of the interception. So that will bring the ball to midfield and the Blue Wave offense back on the field.
Play action pass. Drake throws it to Horowitz. Horowitz is wide open and gets in. Darien capitalizes on the interception. That was Drake to Horowitz. Horowitz was Drake's favorite target last week.
And Jack Coughlin of St. Joe's nearly trips him up inside the 5-yard line, but Horowitz stays upright.
Miles Drake was feeling the pressure and gets it to Horowitz. And a good effort there by the Trumbull defender. Just unable to make that tackle.
Yeah, he just split the defense in the secondary wide open, and Horowitz and Drake have really teamed up for some nice connections in the first 2 weeks of this Fairfield County Football League.
I believe they already have 2 or 3 touchdowns together.
And that's chemistry that's just born over time, right? 7-on-7 in the summer. Obviously, 2020 has been a year like no other, Ted Brennan. But certainly these guys have been able to throw the ball around, toss the ball around, and you need that to create that chemistry and sense where your receiver is going to be and before he even knows where he's going to be. So that takes time to create.
And yeah, that's some great chemistry that Drake and Horowitz have, and Drake was feeling the pressure there, and he got it off. Just another good quality that Drake has. He can feel the pressure and get an accurate throw off. So Darien takes an early 7-0 lead against Trumbull, as Hall will take the kickoff from the 40-yard line, and Trumbull will be looking to answer back after the interception.
Yeah, Wallace was disappointed with that pass. You could see his frustration on the sideline after he threw the interception. And those are the kind of mistakes that you can't make.
And a good return here. Almost gets it to midfield. That's Brady Hutchinson on the return.
And that's exactly what you need, right? You're down, you just turned it over, the opponent scored a touchdown, and then you bust one on special teams, a nice return of about 35 yards.
Got to get those momentum swings in there.
Absolutely. You put yourself in great field position to start this drive.
So we will see if Trumbull can make do on this good field position that they have here, almost at about midfield. Tortora on that left side as he will get a couple of yards here. Probably puts it right about midfield. And so far, Darien's been doing a good job of containing this run.
Yeah, up front, Darien is stout on that defensive line.
Players like Ryan Blatney, Jackson Walsh, Jesse Schutzman, and Teddy Christensen as well. Although, a good run there from Tortora as we're talking about the run defense. Gets Trumbull a first down here.
Teddy Laird with the tackle on that play. Of course, no spectators allowed at the venue for these Fairfield County Football League games.
Teams will have to make their own energy, and we saw that earlier with the Trumbull team getting loud and rowdy as Tortora will break a tackle, gets maybe 3 or 4.
Great pursuit by David Ivanchik, the junior. Just couldn't bring him down.
The rain is starting to pick up a little bit. Nothing too terrible, just a light drizzle, but it will make that ball slicker. And we will see how teams respond to this. Wallace, 3-step drop, blitzed. Able to get it to Hutchinson. For another Trumbull first down. Trumbull so far doing a great job of getting first downs on this drive, trying not to spoil their good field position on that kick return. Wallace gives it to Tortora, who gets another first down behind the big offensive line of Trumbull, and as Dave Gettleman would like to call them, big hog mollies.
They're the hog mollies. They're doing the work up front, and Tortora, really, he is a bruising back. You can see why he's back there for the Trumbull Badsons.
Reminds me a little bit of Mitch Pryor and Andrew Lucas from years prior of this Darien team.
Yep. North-south runners.
Not necessarily finesse backs using their big frames as.
That is a great catch right there. Hopefully we take another look at that.
Wallace to Hutchinson again.
How about
as we
this?
Take a look.
Great work by our ISO camera operator, Davis Depp.
Hutchinson was able to bring that down after getting his legs taken out from under him.
Great work by D. Depp. And when you're talking all DAF Media first-team ISO camera operators, you have to be talking about Davis Depp.
Wallace finally showing off the legs here. And he will get about 5, but there is a flag on the play.
And that's going to be against the Trumbull Badsons.
Believe it was a block to the back, because Blatney went down. It looked like he had him. So that play will get called back here. So second and about 15. Wallace over the middle to Hutchinson. Another first down, and the Trumbull Badsons keep on rolling here. So after the penalty call, they get another first down to make it first and goal. And Trumbull will look to capitalize on this field position. Wallace inside run to Tortora. Tortora finds a hole, and he's in for the touchdown. Number 34, Tyler Tortora, runs it in for a touchdown as we take a look here on the instant replay. Finds a huge hole. And just gets past the defenders. David Stepp on that ISO camera that you saw there, and Mackenzie O'Shea working the instant replay. Making a good team effort to bring you that instant replay there, as Trumbull will look to tie it up here. Kick is up and through. So Trumbull responds after a great kick return, and they get in on the legs of Tyler Tortora. About 4 minutes remain here in this first quarter. I'd like to remind everyone that the DAF Media Network is a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. I'm going to give a quick shout out to our production crew, Dave Stepp on ISO camera, Chris Fallon on main camera, Sarah Bogdan, our director, and Mackenzie O'Shea working instant replay today. So Luke Shelton will take the kickoff here for the Trumbull Badsons. And Darien will look to respond after the touchdown by Trumbull. And Shelton will get that one away. Gets it to Amir Preston, who muffs it. And it looks like Darien was able to recover it. You can hear Forget from up here, angry at his special teams unit. But they were able to recover it. And they will have it at about the 20-yard line. Drake out to his left. Gets it to Horowitz. Horowitz breaks a tackle and will get a few there. And for Drake rolling to his left side as a righty QB, that's a tough play to make. But he was able to get it to Horowitz, his favorite receiver here. Drake gives that to McNear. McNear will get a first down. So we take a look here McNear finds a hole and gets it past the first down marker. And briefly, Damien and I mentioned earlier about the Trumbull offensive line, but the Darien offensive line is nothing to slouch at either. Players like Alec Washeka, captain, and Sidney Weibel anchor that line as Drake will get pulled down for the sack there. That was number 22, Patrick McLeod. So we take a look here. McLeod just brings Drake down as Drake tried to roll out to that left side again. Darien will face a second down here. Second and about 20. Short screen to Preston. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing more. So about third down here and about a mile for Darien, and they'll look to just shorten this field position. Drake throws it. A great effort there from Matthew Minikis, just unable to bring that in. Would have been a tough catch even if he had held on to that. But Trumbull will force a third or 3 and out here, as Hall will take the kick for Darien. So after the muffed kick return and a tough showing for the Darien offense, Trumbull will look to take over again, as Hall just gets that one away. And that'll roll to about the 44-yard line. So a little over 2 minutes remain here. And Trumbull will take over, looking to take the lead from about the 44-yard line. And on that last touchdown drive for Trumbull, that was Tyler Tortora on about an 8 or 9 yard run to get it into the end zone. And I'm sure they'll look to Tortora again. So first down here. Wallace, play action pass. Down the field. And an interception by Connor O'Malley. As we take a look here, Wallace lofts that ball down the field. Looks like he might have overthrew it to Warren. But O'Malley gets the sliding interception there. So O'Malley once again coming up with another big defensive play here. And Darien will take over after a tough previous drive. McNear swings out to that left side. Drake will be brought down behind the line again. That's big number 88, Carson R.K. And this Darien team has already taken 2 sacks here in this first quarter, with about 1:45 remaining. So Darien will have a second down here. Swings out to Minikis. Minikis breaks a tackle and gets it maybe to a 3rd and 5.
Minikis picked up another 2 yards on that play just by sheer effort. He's so slick when he gets the ball.
So about a 3rd and 6 here. To Minikis again. Minikis fighting for that first down.
Exactly to my point. As Justin Williams had him wrapped up.
But some good heart there from Minikis, able to get the first down. Drake, another drop back, rolls out to his right. Gets it to Preston, who breaks a tackle and gets about 5. And another Darien receiver breaking free there.
Preston had a good game last week against Fairfield. Had a really nice touchdown catch, played well.
Yeah, good catch and run from Preston.
And again, as we alluded to last week, Miles Drake and Preston play basketball together, so there is that chemistry, playing 2 sports together. That's so important with a quarterback and a receiver.
Preston doing a good job there. He's trying to make up for the muffed kickoff return. Hit him in the chest, but he was able to recover it. But that last Darien drive was not something we see out of Darien. They took a second down sack, and they just couldn't get anything else going.
And that is the end of the opening quarter. They'll put another 12 minutes up on the scoreboard clock as you are watching Fairfield County Football League action. This is the Darien Junior Football League's senior division in the blue jerseys, playing against the Trumbull Badsons in the black, white helmets.
Play action, Drake. Not even a play action, just a design QB run as he lowers the shoulder. And
you know, he knew he was going to get hit, and I think we're going to take another look at that if we have an opportunity to. Here it comes. He knows he's going to get hit as he cuts up field here.
There is a flag on the play, though, but he knows. Ooh, looks like.
And it was number 19, Justin Williams.
Unfortunately for Darien, that play will be called back.
Penalty on the Blue Wave. We talked about penalties last week on the broadcast.
Darien so far has a couple of penalties early on. Bolton was in motion there, and Minikis makes a sideline.
What a catch.
Effort there, gets the catch. As we
Watch
take
this.
a look.
Watch this.
Beautiful.
I mean, you couldn't have thrown that ball any better.
Beautiful throw and catch there. Drake to Minikis. And Minikis so far early on or earlier late in the first quarter, he almost made a diving toe tap grab, unable to get the toes in and hang on to it. But so far he's shown an incredible effort here.
He only needed 1 and he was able to get it in. But I think he got 2 in, to your point. On the far sideline, just a tremendous catch by Matthew Minikis.
And as a smaller, undersized receiver, getting the little toe tap finesse in there, as Drake takes another QB run, and another flag is called. We will wait for the call here.
Darien thinks it's against the Badsons. And we've got a face mask penalty against Trumbull.
This game, similar to the Fairfield game, has gotten chippy early. As we've seen lineman against lineman go at each other after the whistle's blown. And although this is a face mask call, I wouldn't be surprised if we get 1 or 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. But nonetheless, Darien will take over. McNear trying to push for yards. And I think the Some of his linemen helped him out there.
McNear, though, was patient. You see how he was patient in the backfield, trying to look for that opening. Just never really came about. Was able to get a couple, but good defensive pressure that time up front by Trumbull.
Second down and about the length of the football. It's Drake play action. Rolls out to Preston. Amir Preston goes over the top as we take a look here. Drake just throwing that ball. And the term is, he mossed him. Preston over Newbie.
And just a great work by our ISO camera operator, Davis Depp, on that. Terrific play by Miles Drake and Amir Preston.
So Preston gets his second touchdown in this league. Got one last week that was a beauty, a catch and run, and this one today is nothing to slouch at as he goes over the top of Eli Newby. And that one should be on highlight reels everywhere. Hall will take the kick, a muff snap there. And Horowitz tried to throw it somewhere, but Eli Newby of Trumbull finds it in his hands. So Darien will take a 13-7 lead here after the muffed snap from Horowitz. And Trumbull is looking to respond.
So good effort by Trumbull on the two-point attempt by Darien. But what a play.
It's a muff snap
by Miles Drake.
That was beautiful. I mean, he felt the pressure, got outside his comfort zone, and threw it over the top of Newby.
When we get an opportunity, a little break in the action, we'll take a look at that touchdown again. Just a great effort by Miles Drake to escape the Trumbull defense and really make something out of nothing. And boy, did he make something. A touchdown pass by Drake
to Preston, and I believe the term is mossed him. Right over the top of the Trumbull defender. And Darien leads 13-7 after a muff snap failed two-point conversion. And Trumbull will look to put some more points on the board as Hall, another low kick, fielded at about the 13-yard line. And he's going to cut it to the outside. And nothing doing there on the kick return from Justin Williams, number 19.
Yeah, Williams has been all over the field today. He ran a long way on that return, didn't get a whole lot of yards.
Ran about 100 yards, a mile for maybe 2.
Yeah.
So Wallace and this Badsons offense will.
We apologize. We're having a little trouble with our scoreboard clock at the bottom of the screen. It's no longer there. Darien does lead 13-7 in this game against Trumbull, the senior division of the Fairfield County Football League.
On that last play there, Tortora maybe got a few. Was able to get wrapped up by number 75, Cole Murphy. Cole Murphy, DAF employee.
Media member. Yep, DAF media staffer.
So about 2nd and 7 here. And Tortora gets a couple more yards here.
Tyler Tortora reminds me of another Tyler who played for St. Joe's years ago, Tyler Matakevich, and now is a special teamer for the Buffalo Bills. Started his NFL career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and has really made a career out of being a special teams star. Played his college ball at Trumbull, or I'm sorry, at Temple, and was one of the top defensive players in the country his senior year.
And Tortora will get the first down here. Does a good job of fighting for extra yards. So another first down for Wallace in this offense. Tortora gets lit up as there's a flag on the play. And I believe that penalty was on Jackson Walsh. And Tortora got lit up as he went to the line. Or actually, that penalty's on Trumbull. My apologies, the way Walsh came off the field, it looked like it was on him. But it's on Trumbull as they're backed up.
Looks like Walsh may have gotten something in his eye. He's walking around on the sideline. Certainly hope he's okay.
Wallace drops back, unloads, and a beautiful catch there on the sideline.
That is what you call a big play. As we take another look at it, Wallace just drops it in there, and a really nice catch.
Brady Hutchinson.
By Hutchison, and we've called his name a few times this afternoon here at Stadium Field in Darien, Connecticut, but Hutchison with a really nice catch there as Wallace throws a really nice deep ball, just lays it in there.
Looks like it's being called back here for a penalty on Trumbull, which negates a beautiful throw from Wallace. And we've seen that he isn't afraid to throw that deep ball down the field.
No, he chucked it, and it's too bad, again, the penalty. And we'll bring it back, but what a play, pass catch there, Wallace and Hutchison.
So what would have been a first down at about the 25 is now a first down at their own 20-yard line, it looks like. We've seen some beautiful throws from both quarterbacks, and this is so far turned out to be a great quarterbacking duel.
Yeah, I'm impressed with both QBs in this. They have command of the offense. Both of them, Wallace and Drake, throw a nice ball.
And Schutzman will bring Wallace down.
Jesse Schutzman with a big play there, the junior, number 99. As we take another look, he's able to get Wallace and just bring him down. And Cole Murphy also in on that play.
He was able to break through the line to force Wallace to go to Schutzman, who was waiting for him in his arms.
Yep, Schutzman was right there. Good penetration up front by the Darien line.
So second and about 41. And a short little handoff to Tortora, and he was chugging for few extra yards.
And that's why penalties are such a big deal. You know, they had momentum, had the big hook up there on the far side of the field, Wallace and Hutchison, and then it's negated by the penalty, brings it all the way back. They're deep now in their own territory, and the drive has stalled a little bit here now.
So 3rd and about a mile. Wallace in the backfield with Tortora. Rolls to his left, just a short little dump off. Trying to get some extra yards. That's number 41, Anthony Greco. Getting a few yards to make it a more manageable 4th down. So Darien, with the help of a few Trumbull penalties, will force a punt. Horowitz and Minikis are back for Darien. Matt Morrissey will punt it away here, and that's a beautiful kick as Horowitz calls for the fair catch. He's at the 36-yard line here. So we get a good shot of the Darien huddle. So Drake and crew will jog on out to the 36-yard line. Puts Kaminsky in motion. Throws it to Kaminsky. And hit him in the hands. He had him. But unfortunately, he was unable to bring that one down. Drake had him on the long hookup. But T. Kaminsky unable to bring it down as Drake, the intended receiver was Horowitz, but Drake kind of lofted that one into no man's land. So about 5:40 remaining here in this first half. I'd like to remind everyone that DAF Media is a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. 3rd and 10 for the Wave. Drake drops back. Intended receiver was Bolton, just a little far there. And Trumbull forces a 3 and out. Hall will be back to punt for Darien as Hutchison is returning for Trumbull. Hall gets that one away. A booming kick, and Hutchison will be forced to call a fair catch there. Trumbull takes over at about the 21-yard line in their own territory. And Wallace and company will take over, looking to at least tie this game. Wallace, short pass outside. That's Warren getting back to the original line of scrimmage, forced out there by Cavoli, who had the interception earlier. And a 2nd and 10. Or about a 2nd and 9 for Trumbull. Tortora on that left side of Wallace. As he takes a 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket, but he's brought down. Teddy Christensen. As we take a look here, Christensen had him by the jersey. And that was an awkward way that Wallace fell down. But Christensen, hand on the jersey, able to bring him down.
Darien's defense, especially up front, has been able to get to Wallace the last several plays. They've been able to put pressure on him and really has not done much since that big pass play that was negated because of the penalty.
A larger Trumbull offensive line, but Darien has proven that they've been up to the challenge today.
Great football game, and you kind of knew it would be coming in. Two areas with great football tradition, Trumbull and that greater Bridgeport area, and of course Darien.
Wallace rolls out to his right, a jump pass, and a flag is thrown, but I believe Jalen Carter brought that. That was a little Mahomes-esque on that jump pass.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at it here. You're going to see the catch. And I think we've got contact. He makes the catch. What a great catch that was. We've seen some really terrific catches in this first half of this senior division game in the Fairfield County Football League.
I believe it was Cavoli who committed the penalty, but Carter was able to regain that possession after the bobble there. And again, Wallace on the jump throw. We've seen his arm when he's on 2 feet, but when he's in the air like that, his arm still is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big guy and has a strong arm. He's able to make all the throws.
Tortora on that fake pitch there. And a good catch there by Hutchison. Allegro came screaming in behind him.
Really impressed with Brady Hutchison. He's a nice receiver for the Badsons. Not much on that play, only a couple of yards, but it sure looked pretty.
He's another player who's made a couple big catches. He had that big kick return early in the game.
Yep.
And a run by Tortora. And he will get it to maybe about a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Jackson Walsh checks back into the game. And Darien didn't look super fooled on that play action option there. And it doesn't look like Tortora got the first down, but the offense remains on the field. Trying to get 1 yard here, 1 or 2 yards here. And this is a big play for either team. Winding down in this first half, this could be a momentum swing for either team. This time they get it. And a trick play here down the field. A touchdown. Jalen Carter from Brady Hutchinson. And that was a beautifully ran play there. As we take a look here, they send Hutchinson in motion. This was very similar to the last play. Hutchinson flares out to that right side. That looks like something we would draw up in the backyard as Hutchinson throws it. And Darien was fooled as Carter was wide open for the touchdown.
Great work by our instant replay coordinator, Mackenzie O'Shea, and our director, Sarah Bogdan, on that, bringing you all the angles here. And, of course, our camera operators, Chris Fallon and Davis Depp. And both Fallon and Depp on their A games this afternoon on this production.
So the Badsons will take a 14-3 lead on an incredible trick play. You don't see many trick plays in high school, but when you do, they are absolutely beautiful. So 14-13 Trumbull with about a minute 30 remaining in this first half. Darien will get the ball second half, but that's a big momentum swing for Trumbull.
Certainly is, and that's a big play. We talked about big plays, and Trumbull now takes the lead by a point here.
We talked about Hutchison making plays with his hands and his legs, but now we're talking about Hutchison making a play with his arm. So Shelton will take the kick for Darien. Or excuse me, he'll take the kick for Trumbull. So Darien will receive it.
Trumbull in the black uniforms, moving from right to left on your screen, and Darien, of course, in the blue, moving from left to right.
Trumbull has that nice green numbering and lettering, as Preston will get his hands on this one. Finds a lane, and he'll get it to about the 40. So we've seen two good kick returns from either side here.
As we take another look at that, Preston and Drake, we mentioned they play basketball together. They will be the captains of the Darien high school team, varsity team this year. And again, our production crew, not to interrupt you, Ted, Davis Depp on camera 2, Chris Fallon on camera 1, and our director is Sarah Bogdan. Our instant replay coordinator is Mackenzie O'Shea, and of course Ted Brennan calling all the action this afternoon. DAF Media, a joint venture of the Darien Foundation and Darien Athletic Foundation, all staffed by student volunteers.
And Drake will drop back, steps up in the pocket, throws it down the field. Intended receiver was Amir Preston.
Okay, incompletion there, but the poise that Drake exhibits on that play, steps up in the pocket's starting to collapse on him, but he's able to step up and had Preston one-on-one. You can't ask for anything more than that. Ball thrown a little high, a little overthrown, but certainly sensed where Preston was on the field and had the presence of mind to get the ball downfield to that spot.
And that's just something as a junior quarterback is so valuable for him. And I'm sure in these next couple of games as he hands it off to Kaminsky, who gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
You brought up the point last week in our broadcast that Drake reminds you a little bit of Jack Joyce, who was a former Darien High School varsity quarterback for one season a couple of years ago, is able to get outside the pocket, throw on the run, has all sorts of athleticism.
Yeah. You mentioned Jack Joyce. I definitely would say that Drake probably has a bigger arm than Joyce, or at least showcases it a little bit more. He's kind of a combination of a couple Darien quarterbacks, and Joyce with his ability to move in Cooper Hancock with his ability to throw that ball down the field. As it'll be third down for Darien. He's got 5 wide, Drake does. Steps up in the pocket. And just able to scramble for a few. That was second down. It's third down now. So another 5 wide set for Drake and company.
Trips on the far side of the field.
Out his left side. Finds Minikis, who's spun down with about 37 seconds remaining here.
Darien calls a timeout. They're going to try to go for the end zone here.
They get the ball second half, so if they throw the ball down the field and it happens to be an interception, it's not like they're missing out on an opportunity. They're trying to go 2 for 1 here. And Damien, what have you seen from this Darien team here in this first half?
Well, I tell you, Ted, it's first of all, it's been a terrific game as we take a look at the Darien huddle there on the near side of the field. Assistant coach Rich Patera barking out instructions. It's been a little bit of back and forth of a game. Just when you thought Darien had Trumbull backed up, they make a big play. Had a lot of, here's what I think of the first half. A lot of big plays.
Exactly.
A lot of big plays. We had the little trickery there by Trumbull and their last touchdown. That first touchdown to Horowitz split the defense wide open for Darien. Had a lot of big plays in this game.
Preston's touchdown in the far side end zone.
Yep, exactly. Hey, that was a great play. Drake on the run, moving to his right, and has the presence of mind to get the ball to Preston.
And Darien will punt this ball away here. But I think you said it best. The 2 words that perfectly encapsulate this first half are big plays.
No question.
So Trumbull will take over here. They're going to look to possibly force a couple more points on the board as Darien will receive the second half kickoff. And besides the 1 interception in the first quarter, Trumbull has played some very good football.
No, they certainly have. They're well coached. I actually fell asleep there on that last possession, Ted. I didn't realize it was 4th down, so Darien certainly not going for the end zone. They punt that away. And now and that was Trumbull, actually, that called the timeout to try to have some time where they can put something together here with under 40 seconds remaining.
Tortora will get the run there. Brought down by Ryan Blatney. As the second half is winding down, looks like the sun may be peeking through a little bit. As Wallace steps up in the pocket, brought down by Teddy Christensen.
Yeah, big play by Christensen there, wraps him up, and Wallace was going no place as we take another look at it as the first half comes to an end. Great job by Christensen, one of the captains.
It's his second sack of the day here. And that'll do it for the first half. Darien down 1 to the Trumbull Badsons, 14-13. We've seen some very good football from both sides. And there were 2 scores on each side. Darien breaking things open early, getting the Horowitz touchdown from Drake. Then Trumbull responding right away. And we will take a short break here on the DAF Media Network. We'll be back.
I'm proud of the work the Darien Foundation has done over the past 20 years. If you live here, our work has likely impacted you, your family, and your neighbors. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4.2 million in grants, which create opportunity for Darien's youth, support our town's safety and security services, and enhance the overall quality of life in Darien through collaboration with community organizations.
As a family that's relatively new to town and planning to make this our long-term home, I'm grateful to see my community and my family benefit from the Darien Foundation. When I learned that the edible gardens at the elementary schools, the generator at the Darien Library, and the playground by the Sound were all funded by the same organization, I raised my hand to get involved. I'm proud to support an organization whose impact I see every day in our schools and throughout our community.
So far this year, the Darien Foundation has awarded $138,000 in grants to enhance our community. In 2013, the Darien Community Association opened a 4-acre bird sanctuary thanks to a grant from the Darien Foundation. The serene wooded glade has attracted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies, as well as more than 200 school children and other visitors. This year, they added a new pondless waterfall, as well as more trees, plantings, signage, and benches. In 1976, the Darien Historical Society and Darien High School students built the Middlesex, an authentic replica of the 18th century whaleboats. These were used by local patriots in the Revolutionary War to fight the British Navy in Long Island Sound. The Darien Historical Society is restoring this artifact so that it can be part of Darien's upcoming 2020 bicentennial celebrations. The live turtle exhibit continues to be the most popular attraction for children at the Darien Nature Center, which welcomes over 16,000 visits annually. A new forest and pond ecosystem will allow visitors to engage with several species of turtle that will live together in a 50-square-foot habitat that resembles their natural home.
This has been such a special collaboration between the Darien Nature Center and the Darien Foundation, because not only have they provided generous funding to us, but we've been able to meet with members of the foundation and our staff and talk about what is going to make the very best exhibit for the town of Darien, and we've really added value to the process by doing that.
The vast majority of food distributed by person to person is donated from local suppliers and businesses. A group of dedicated volunteers drives the brand new cargo van on these daily rounds, which each year account for more than $100,000 in collected food. Person to Person also has an extensive youth program, offering many Darien High School and middle school students their first experiences at volunteering.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have a beautiful new van. We're very excited about it, not only because it's new and it's safe for those who are riding in it and driving and going to pick up all the food, but also it speaks to the support of the Darien Foundation, as well as speaks to what Person to Person does in the community.
For more than 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien, offering our town's youth, emergency services, and community organizations an avenue to pursue innovation and excellence. Collaboration with you, the members of our community, has been vital to our mission. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
Back here on the DAF Media Network with more Fairfield County Football League. At the half, the Trumbull Badsons lead Darien 14-13. Darien deferred in the first half, and they will look to regain the lead here. They're down 1. And Shelton will kick this ball off for Trumbull. And Damien, hopefully we'll see more of the first half type of play here. It's been a very back and forth game as Preston will field the kick and get swarmed by Trumbull defenders.
Yeah, the second half is underway. Again, a shout out to our DAF Media production crew, Camera 1, Chris Fallon, Camera 2, Davis Depp, our director, Sarah Bogdan, and our instant replay coordinator is Mackenzie O'Shea. And calling the action for you this afternoon is Ted Brennan. And I'm merely just along for the ride.
Don't say that, Damien Andrew. Damien Andrew has helped us out so much here, helped bring DAF Media from the ground floor up. He's been such a big part of DAF Media as Miles Drake and company will take over. Hand off to McNear. He finds a big hole. And he gets it to the 35. The Darien offensive line doing a great job of getting a hole there for McNear, and McNear found the hole and ran right through it. So a good start here. 1 play, 1 first down. But this time, Trumbull is ready for the run.
And that was a nice effort there by Joey Sansone, the defensive lineman. Just a 9th grader.
One of the things about no fans is that from up here, we can hear everything that the coaches are yelling.
Oh, you can hear the coaches on the sidelines, no question. Different kind of an atmosphere.
And a double reverse there. But it is stopped way behind the line there.
Riley Jordan with the stop as we take another look. This did really not fool
Trumbull.
The Badsons.
Horowitz in motion. Little flip to Horowitz. Horowitz might have had a hole.
And there's the wrap up right here.
It might have been better if Horowitz had just hung on to it because it looked like he had the Trumbull defense fooled as Darien goes 5 wide. Minikis with a diving catch, but he is short of the first down. And after that big first down run, Trumbull gets the stop and will force Darien to punt the ball away.
Minikis knew as soon as he caught it, great effort, diving catch, but he knew as soon as he popped up that he wasn't close to a first down.
So Darien will be forced to punt away here. Hall gets that one away. Another big kick as Hutchison will slide and make that catch. So besides that 1 first down on the first play of the Darien drive, Trumbull's defense has looked stout.
Yeah, both defenses have played well at spots. Again, have given up the big play. But it's a good football game. It's a lot of fun to watch, competitive. As I mentioned in the first half, exactly what you would think coming in with players from both the greater Bridgeport area and Darien. 2 great football communities.
So Wallace and the Badsons offense will take over their second to last drive before the first half ended in that trick play touchdown. As they go 5 wide here, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. And a QB draw gets about 4. So Wallace using his legs a little bit there, gaining about 4. So about 2nd and 7 here for the Badsons. Another QB run here. Only gaining a few. It looked like it got chippy there again. That's something you just don't really want to see. Nothing too excessive.
Sun coming out now after some light rain in the first half.
Trips on the left side. Wallace, quick pass. And they saw it, but it looked like Silsby wrapped him high, maybe a bit of a horse collar.
Yep, that's exactly the call. So there'll be a penalty on Darien here.
He just got Carter a little high and just kind of held inside that pad and brought him down. I mean, it was a good job by Darien to snuff out that small little screen, but
yeah, they had him right where they wanted him, and
unfortunately, just unable to bring him down low. So a first down here for Trumbull. Tortora on that right side. He gets the inside handoff, and he finds a big hole. He gets about 15 yards on that run there, following his big offensive lineman the entire way.
Yeah, takes it across the 45-yard line, and now the Badsons are in business. As Jackson Walsh checks back into the game, and checking out is Cole Murphy.
I believe that's somewhat of a strategic switch. Walsh known for stuffing the line on runs, and Murphy known for getting to the QB on pass plays, as Wallace breaks a few tackles and gets to the 30-yard line. Another 15-yard run. So 2 back-to-back 15-yard runs here.
And we have a little break in the action. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more football on the DAF Media Network.
Back here on the DAF Media Network, as Wallace is in the backfield by himself, drops back, steps up, and the intended receiver there was Carter, just threw it a little under him. Or excuse me, that was Warren, the intended receiver.
And had him wide open, just missed him. Ball was underthrown.
We saw Wallace and his ability to step up in the pocket, had him wide open, just kind of spiked that into the ground a little bit. So 2nd down and 10 for Trumbull. Wallace over the middle, and a good catch there.
Yeah, he threads the needle here.
You take another look at that one. Great grab there from Riley Jordan.
Charlie Silsby was right there, but just was unable to knock that one down. And now the Badsons are on the move again here in the red zone.
Threatening to score again and extend their lead as Tortora will take it. Cuts to the right side. He's out at about the 1, but it looks like there is a flag on the play. This is probably going to get called back.
Yeah, we're going to have holding on Trumbull here. So this will come back. Nice run by Tortora, rather.
It was a good run. Good job by senior safety Teddy Laird to force him out of bounds at the 1 if that play stood. However, it does not, as a flag will take this back.
Again, our DAF Media production crew, Camera 1, Chris Fallon, Camera 2, Davis Depp, our director, Sarah Bogdan, and our instant replay coordinator is Mackenzie O'Shea, and Ted Brennan is calling the action this afternoon. So glad you could be with us, spend at least part of your day with the DAF Media crew as we bring you this Fairfield County Football League game between Darien and the Trumbull Badsons.
Tortora in motion, fakes the flip. Wallace to the corner.
He's in.
Touchdown, Maxwell Warren. Another great catch here as we take a look. And a tippy tap in the end zone.
Matthew Cavoli was right there. He was a little late to the party, but that ball was thrown so well, right where it needed to be thrown, and there was no way Cavoli was getting a hand on that.
I think if Cavoli was close, he still wouldn't have gotten a hand on that. That ball was perfectly placed to that back shoulder in the end zone, as the Trumbull Badsons will extend their lead here 21-13. And that's something that we don't necessarily see from Darien teams. You don't necessarily see them being down a whole bunch.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to claw back into this one. I mean, only down a score and a 2-point conversion as we take a look at the Badsons sideline. Jim Chavez, Brennan Frazier, the two co-head coaches this afternoon for the Badsons. And now we'll see what the Darien offense can put together here.
They've had a tough couple of drives to end the first.
Well, you know, the Badsons defense is tightened up, and that's obvious. just a beautiful afternoon here. Overcast, but the fall foliage is here, and a great setting, as you can see from this shot here, this wide shot of the venue.
And that kick from Shelton will go out of bounds. And Darien will take over here, looking to have some more production on offense. They'll get it at about the 35, a bit of a gift there from Trumbull. Drake and this Darien offense will try to find some offense, as the Trumbull defense has been stout. As McNear breaks a big run for about 8 or 9 yards. Very similar to the first play of the last drive. McNear, a couple of seams that he's found. So about 2nd and maybe 2. Drake rolls out to his right, looking for Preston. Jump ball,
Wow.
and he brings it down.
Wow, what a catch. And hopefully we can take another look at this, because this was pretty. And we've seen a ton of great plays from both teams this afternoon, some really quality. I mean, look at this.
That's just all Preston. Wanted it more.
Justin Williams was there. It looked like he was going to pick it off. And to your point, Preston gets himself in position and is able to not only get to the ball, but make the catch.
So on that last run there, McNear slipped a little bit. Only getting a few yards. But that's the second time today we've seen Amir Preston go up and over the top of a defender to get the ball.
Yeah, great work by Preston. And Darien now up.
Fumble right to the Trumbull defender.
And just as we say that,
Ryan DeMarco on the recovery there. I believe it was forced by Mark Morrissey.
yeah, Mark Morrissey looked like he was able to get a hand at it, trying to punch it out of Drake's hand. And Miles Drake pounded the ground when he was brought down, and he knew that was a big one, because Darien had something going there.
And Drake, junior QB, sometimes those things happen. He had the pocket collapsing, felt he needed to step up and tried to take off with it, but Trumbull able to force that one out. And that's just a learning moment for Drake. As Hutchison gets that one through a sea of Darien defenders and such, as looks like there's a player down on the field. And the officials are going to take a timeout as this player gets looked at, and we're going to take a timeout as well.
And we'll be back. You're watching the DAF Media Network.
Back here on the DAF Media Network, Matthew Cavoli is getting checked out on the sideline. Hopefully he'll be all right. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And Trumbull will have a 2nd and 8 here. Portora in motion. And Darien stuffs the QB run. You could hear it from the sideline.
Yeah, that was a design play, and Darien was right there to answer it. As Jackson Walsh in on the tackle, he'll come out and be replaced by Cole Murphy.
It's a passing down situation, so
yep.
Murphy will come in.
Walsh, a big run stopper. 3rd and long here for the Badsons.
And Schutzman and Murphy come in for the sack. As we take a look here, you can see Murphy and Schutzman get through the line there, and they combine for the sack.
Schutzman's having a nice game for Darien.
He's got about 1.5 sacks himself today, and Murphy records the other half of the sack there. And that strategic move of switching Walsh for Murphy pays off. As Trumbull will punt that one away. And Stafford gets that one. But on the return, it looked like he got his knee down a little bit, so that's where they will mark the ball. So Darien, after the fumble, will look to get some more momentum on their side and look to limit the mistakes. Darien will take over at about the 49. Or excuse me, 43. And off to McNear, who finds another big hole.
Ted is up here being attacked by a B. And a nice run here by Callum McNear.
Darien offensive line finding good hole or creating good holes for McNear on the first plays of drives. And they're going to give it back to McNear. Breaks a tackle and fights for another few yards. It looks like Cavoli dislocated his shoulder. That's what the report was. As Minikis comes down with that one. Hopefully Cavoli will be all right. But that was a great catch by Minikis there, going up and bringing that one down.
Yeah, now Darien stringing some plays together here in this drive.
Drake hand off to McNear. McNear fighting for extra yards.
And McNear here putting his head down, taking on number 3, Jack Coughlin of the Badsons right there.
Coughlin saw that McNear was going to try to put that shoulder down and just went even lower.
Not afraid of contact, that's for sure.
So we've seen McNear with a couple of big runs in these last couple of drives. Been a bit of a workhorse. Pass play. Drake shifty in the backfield. There goes Drake. And Drake will be pulled down at about the 10-yard line.
And that's what he's able to do right there, as he is able to escape the defense and picks up some positive yardage And now Darien has the ball inside the Trumbull 10-yard line.
That's something so invaluable for a quarterback, where they can just, their feet aren't cement. Back in the end zone, just off the hands of Minikis.
Yeah, Minikis just couldn't quite bring that in. Ball was thrown a little high. Great effort by Matthew Minikis. But just out of reach.
So 2nd and goal here for Darien, looking to pull within 2 as McNear is checked back into the game. And he will get the ball. Takes a big hit there, only for a couple of yards.
That was number 50, Joey Sansone.
It's a big, big defensive lineman.
And he is only a freshman in high school. So you would think he's got a number of years left on the gridiron to make an impact. Under 2 minutes remaining now in the third quarter as Darien is knocking on the door here, Ted.
Send Horowitz in motion. Drake, Horowitz, and he's in! Another Drake to Horowitz touchdown.
And you would think Darien would go for 2 here.
We're going to take another look at this. Drake finds Horowitz.
Great work by our camera crew. Davis Depp and Chris Fallon. Terrific work out of them this afternoon. And thank you so much for spending part of your day with us on the DAF Media Network as we bring you Fairfield County Football League action between Darien and the Badsons out of the greater Bridgeport area.
So it looks like Darien will be content with the extra point.
They don't go for 2.
I think it's a bit of a strategic move. They don't want to go down 2, and then if they give up a touchdown, then they're down even more. Instead of it being a 1-score game, it's a 2-score game if they let up 7.
Yep.
So they're just trying to.
And still plenty of time left in this game, certainly.
Exactly, about 13 minutes.
Yep. Minute 11 left here in the third quarter, and then the entire fourth quarter. I think it'll be important here for Darien to get a stop and get the ball right back. Obviously had some positive momentum building there on that last offensive possession.
Definitely had some positive momentum. I think one of the big key momentum swings was that Drake run, or unintentional run, because you saw big number 50, Joey Sansone, right in that backfield staring him dead in the eyes, and Drake just cut and took off.
Yep.
And essentially saved a sack there. So Hall will kick this one away for Darien. And Trumbull will look to get the momentum back on their side. Take it from about the 15. Ooh.
Oof.
And the helmet came off there.
That was a big hit. Justin Williams loses his helmet. He's okay.
From up here, we saw that helmet fly off. Yep. And it's good to see that he got up.
Yeah, there was a big collision there.
So Wallace and the Trumbull offense will take over. Tortora.
And
O'Malley will bring him down out of bounds. About 14 seconds remain here in this third quarter. 2nd and 11.
Ted Brennan, Damian Andrew joining you. Thanks for joining us on the DAF Media Network. DAF Media, of course, is a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. And our productions are staffed by student volunteers from the Darien community in southwestern Connecticut and do a terrific job bringing you all the action.
Now Damian on that far sideline, it looks like Tortora was shaken up for Trumbull, and that would be a big loss for them if he has to stay out for an extended period of time. Hopefully he's all right, as he is a big part of this offense, as we are going to change fields here, end of the quarter. So going into the fourth quarter, the Badsons lead Darien 21-20.
In what has been a terrific football game. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more football here on the DAF Media Network.
Back here on the DAF Media Network. Trumbull has a 2nd and 11. And a good catch there from Max Warren.
Yeah, Warren with a nice catch there on the pass by Wallace.
Warren had that toe tap end zone touchdown to bring it to 21-13 at the time. And it is a 3rd down for Trumbull. So this could be a big defensive stand here for Darien if they can stop Wallace. Over the middle. And Trumbull will move the chains for the 1st down. Anthony Greco on the reception there for the Badsons.
Of course, Jack Wallace was the Gatorade Connecticut State Player of the Year last year at St. Joseph's High School, leading them to a state title.
And he flips that one to his running back, Riley Jordan, as Tortora is still on the sideline. So Jordan doing a good job of getting the 1st down here. And Trumbull is surging here. QB draw here, and Wallace will just slide on down, avoiding the hit. So 2nd and about 7 here. This Darien sideline is getting rowdy. Wallace. And a big break up there by number 24, Alec Medwar.
Big play by Medwar, as you can hear the Darien players on the sideline
Providing their own energy.
And you have to do that in a situation where we know the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. There are not spectators at many events throughout the state, and that is the case this afternoon for this Fairfield County Football League game.
Wallace to Hutchison, gets the first down. As we look here, Hutchison comes back for this one.
Hutchison knew exactly where he was on the field and makes the catch. And
there's a good post route there. He was able to break free.
So it'll be a first down here for Trumbull. And we've got a
personal
foul on Darien, so that will tack on some yards to that play. And a fresh set of downs here for
And that's just another mistake there from
Trumbull.
Darien.
Yeah.
And we mentioned it last week, and we've seen it again today. Darien just taking some penalties that are really just unnecessary. And just, they're putting Trumbull in a great position to score here. As Jordan will get the handoff. And we'll get about 2 or 3. As Walsh checks back in the game for Murphy. If I were Riley Jordan, the running back here, I'd love to have an offensive line, especially right behind number big 78, Max Greger.
Yep.
Towering over everyone else. You see he's in the middle right there as Wallace rolls to his left. Hutchison, another play where his legs just get taken out from under him.
And O'Malley with a big hit here. Upends Hutchison there, but he has the wherewithal to hold on to the ball and secure it and make the catch. As the temperature has dropped a little bit here, Ted Brennan puts on his sweatshirt as the wind has picked up. As
that sun went behind the clouds again, and the wind is picking up here.
8:23 left in the game.
Trumbull is right on that doorstep. Hand off to Jordan, and he's in for the end, for the touchdown.
That's a big touchdown for Trumbull rather.
Look here, Jordan just pulls his way over that line.
And what do you call them? The hog mollies up.
Hog mollies, yes.
Up front, doing all the blocking there for the Badsons.
So even with Tortora down, they put in Jordan, who runs very similar to Tortora, two bigger backs. And Trumbull will he hits the post there. I actually saw that early in warm-ups. The kicker Shelton hit the post, and he does it again, and it leaves the door open for Darien.
Absolutely. That's a big miss right there on the extra point attempt.
They no longer have to go for 2 if they score. Of course, they can choose to go for 2 if they don't want to go to an overtime.
Hits the uprights there.
So 27-20 with 8:20 remaining here after the missed kick there. So Darien will look to score here, regain some momentum.
And here we go. Buckle up for the final 7:52. This has been a really entertaining football game this afternoon here at Stadium Field with the foliage as our backdrop.
It has definitely been a fun one to call with you, Damien.
A lot of big plays. You know, we've talked about that a lot, but a lot of big plays by both teams, especially in that first half.
I mean, we could just create a 2-3 minute highlight reel
Yeah,
of
no
big
doubt.
plays.
No doubt.
As Horowitz and Preston each call for it, but Horowitz came up with that one. You saw Horowitz and Preston almost run into each other. They ran into each other, but luckily no one muffed the kick there.
Yeah, there seemed to be a little miscommunication there between the two of them.
It's kind of like baseball. You got to call it in the outfield. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
So Darien will take over from the 24, and they will look to dice up this Trumbull defense that has been nothing short of amazing. As McNear gets tripped up, but he's able to keep his balance and gain a few extra as we take a look here. Finds a hole, gets tripped up originally, but able to keep his balance. Finally brought down by Coughlin. McNear has played very well in this game. He was a little bottled up in the first half. As Preston, a little bubble screen to the outside, and gets it. So we take a look here, just a short little screen and good blocking by Minikis there, and brought down by Coughlin again.
Yeah, Coughlin, big tackle there.
Flag on the play though.
And that will be a flag, and that will negate that big pickup for Darien. So penalties have been a bugaboo for the Blue Wave this afternoon.
Another unforced mistake there. And after the big play, you just don't want to see that at all. Negates the good play there from Preston. So second down for Darien. And fumble. But I believe McNear has it, and he does. So another mistake there from Darien. Doesn't come back to cost them as they recover the fumble. But definitely a lost down there as it is third down. Drake rolls out to his right. And it was in Preston's hands, but the ground jarred it loose. As the punt team will come on there.
And that's a big defensive effort from the Badsons.
Their secondary had everything locked up. Drake had to force a throw in there to Preston, and unfortunately the ball was jarred loose by the ground there. But they had two back-to-back mistakes. They had the penalty that called that big playback, and then they had a mishandle on the handoff, and a high snap there as Hutchison will call for the fair catch. So a big defensive stand there by Trumbull, and if you're Darien, those two mistakes could come back to haunt you.
No question, as now you're starting to play against two opponents, the Badsons and the Time, as the clock is winding down. 6:12 remaining in the fourth quarter here. And while we have a moment, our DAF Media production crew, all student volunteers from the Darien community, Camera One, Chris Fallon, in his DAF Media debut, I might add, doing a great job on Camera One. Our ISO camera is Davis Depp. Our director is Sarah Bogdan, and our instant replay coordinator is Mackenzie O'Shea. Calling the action, our play-by-play man this afternoon, Ted Brennan.
Of course, alongside the great Damian Andrew. Don't sell yourself short. So, the Badsons. Fake handoff. Wallace. Little QB run there. It looks like Tortora's back in the game for the Badsons. So glad to see that his injury wasn't too significant. So that clock keeps on ticking here, 2nd and 7. And if Darien's going to have a chance at winning this game, they're going to need to stop right now. And off to Tortora. And Tortora will get the first down and a few more.
And that's a big first down for Trumbull. As clock stopped, 5:24. New set of downs for the Badsons. And right now they're going to, I would imagine, keep it on the ground and continue to run the rock here.
Keep feeding the beast of Tortora and then throw in some QB runs with Wallace.
Yep, and keep it on the ground again, and that time the Darien defensive line was up for the task. Great pursuit, and not much doing there. Maybe a yard for Trumbull.
And both teams going into the second half looked very good on either side of the ball. Very few mistakes, but in the second half, we've kind of seen a different Darien team with more mistakes than we are used to seeing here. And Trumbull, they've played pretty much seamless and mistakeless football here in the second half. It's another run from Tortora. And that clock keeps on ticking, almost another minute by here. And Darien, third down here, they're going to need to stop.
This is the biggest play of the game. 3rd and 4.
Trumbull's got all of the momentum on their side, and Darien needs something to swing it back here. If they get this stop, it could be a huge momentum swing for Darien.
They put 4 minutes back on the clock.
Trumbull has been very good today in these short yardage situations, converting on more than they've missed. Run, and it looks like he's stopped a yard short. Schutzman on the run stop there.
He lost his footing there and actually went down on his own as he went to plant to cut back, and he slid.
So that's 4th and 2
Big play as they go for it.
Hutchison in motion. Tortora.
And he got the first down.
And more. He keeps going, dragging 2 Darien defenders.
Big play.
And that Trumbull sideline going crazy. And that was the biggest play of the game right there. 4th and 2. After a failed 3rd down conversion, they go for it. And Tortora makes Darien pay by not only getting the 2 yards that they needed, dragging 2 Darien defenders en route to about a 9 or 10 yard run.
Tortora has played well in this game. Has come up big in some big spots, and there wasn't a bigger spot than that last play.
And they go right back to him. Or actually, they got Wallace there. So a timeout here. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be back in a moment. Back here on the DAF Media Network, the Trumbull Badsons lead Darien 27-20 here with about 2:52 remaining. And even if Darien stops them here, they might be in field goal range. Pass here, down the field.
And a late flag comes in, and it looks like it's going to be pass interference on Allegro.
He's saying that they both went straight up for it. That's a tough call to make late in this game like that.
Yep. And if that is the call,
that might just do it.
yeah, that's the call. This game is pretty much over.
That is the final stake in the heart of Darien. Because barring a fumble or an interception, they will most likely be getting points on this drive, Trumbull will. As Tortora continues his dominance, pushes forward, just keeps those legs chugging along.
And the bigger thing is the clock now continues to wind down here, as we are under 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Darien down 27-20 in what has been a really fun game to not only bring you, but to watch. A lot of big plays, some good defensive efforts.
About 2 minutes remaining here. And Wallace keeps it, tries.
The clock is stopped, 1:48 left. 3rd and 1 here for the Badsons.
And again, barring a fumble or an interception, Trumbull can definitely be getting some points here as another timeout is taken here. And Damien, in this second half, we've seen a completely different football team from Darien. They looked very good in the first half, and in the second half, they looked a little worse. They had a lot more unforced mistakes. As for Trumbull, they've played really well in the second half, really brought up their defense from the first half. And that's why they're leading right now with a minute to go. And you can hear it in our mics, the wind has picked up.
Yeah, we're trying to secure our location here as we are under a tent, our makeshift tent. And Trumbull is just going to take a knee here.
Victory formation for Trumbull. So Trumbull will win it here at Stadium Field 27-20. And Damien, what did you see out of this Trumbull team?
Well coached, terrific quarterback in Jack Wallace. He was the state high school Gatorade Player of the Year last year, leading St. Joe's High School to a state championship over Daniel Hand. And they made big defensive plays when they had to, big defensive stops when they had to. So they were impressive.
And on the opposite end, what did you see for Darien?
To your point, Darien came out strong, but you know, as the game wore on, just couldn't generate a ton of offense, and certainly not enough to get a win. But a well-played game, a lot of fun to watch. As we mentioned, both teams made some really big plays. Amir Preston had two of the best catches I've ever seen in a football game at this level.
And Hutchison on the other side, Hutchison to Carter on that trick play that we saw earlier. And that'll do it here for the DAF Media Network. I'm going to give one final shout-out to our production crew, Sarah Bogdan, our director, Mackenzie O'Shea on instant replay, Chris Fallon on main camera, David Stepp on ISO, Damien Andrew, my color commentator for today, and I'm Ted Brennan, signing off. See you next time.
I'm proud of the work the Darien Foundation has done over the past 20 years. If you live here, our work has likely impacted you, your family, and your neighbors. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4.2 million in grants, which create opportunity for Darien's youth, support our town's safety and security services, and enhance the overall quality of life in Darien through collaboration with community organizations.
As a family that's relatively new to town and planning to make this our long-term home, I'm grateful to see my community and my family benefit from the Darien Foundation. When I learned that the edible gardens at the elementary schools, the generator at the Darien Library, and the playground by the Sound were all funded by the same organization, I raised my hand to get involved. I'm proud to support an organization whose impact I see every day in our schools and throughout our community.
So far this year, the Darien Foundation has awarded $138,000 in grants to enhance our community. In 2013, the Darien Community Association opened a 4-acre bird sanctuary thanks to a grant from the Darien Foundation. The serene wooded glade has attracted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies, as well as more than 200 school children and other visitors. This year, they added a new pondless waterfall, as well as more trees, plantings, signage, and benches. In 1976, the Darien Historical Society and Darien High School students built the Middlesex, an authentic replica of the 18th century whaleboats. These were used by local patriots in the Revolutionary War to fight the British Navy in Long Island Sound. The Darien Historical Society is restoring this artifact so that it can be part of Darien's upcoming 2020 bicentennial celebrations. The live turtle exhibit continues to be the most popular attraction for children at the Darien Nature Center, which welcomes over 16,000 visits annually. A new forest and pond ecosystem will allow visitors to engage with several species of turtle that will live together in a 50-square-foot habitat that resembles their natural home.
This has been such a special collaboration between the Darien Nature Center and the Darien Foundation, because not only have they provided generous funding to us, but we've been able to meet with members of the foundation and our staff and talk about what is going to make the very best exhibit for the town of Darien, and we've really added value to the process by doing that.
The vast majority of food distributed by person to person is donated from local suppliers and businesses. A group of dedicated volunteers drives the brand new cargo van on these daily rounds, which each year account for more than $100,000 in collected food. Person to Person also has an extensive youth program, offering many Darien high school and middle school students their first experiences at volunteering.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have a beautiful new van. We're very excited about it, not only because it's new and it's safe for those who are riding in it and driving and going to pick up all the food, but also it speaks to the support of the Darien Foundation, as well as speaks to what Person to Person does in the community.
For more than 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien, offering our town's youth, emergency services, and community organizations an avenue to pursue innovation and excellence. Collaboration with you, the members of our community, has been vital to our mission. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.